Hey, Hunky Vape fans, how's it going? It's September 9th, 2020, and unfortunately, the PMTA deadline, it's upon us today. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, not waiting for. You know what I mean? PMTA deadline is today. Any manufacturer of a product that has been registered with the FDA as a tobacco product must submit a pre-market tobacco application and be on the market prior to the cutoff date to stay on the market for the next 12 months. Now, unfortunately, as we talked about before, part of this process for vape shops have been to register all of their products. Every single SKU that they have in their store had to be registered for them to sell the product because it's been deemed a tobacco product. 400 million products are deemed as tobacco products. And today is the final countdown. So, people have until tonight to get their PMTA application submitted to the FDA. And the FDA is supposed to update a website that's going to list what products are going to be allowed to stay on the market. We know some people have basically said, you know what? Time to call it quits. VapeWild came onto the scene after the cutoff date and says, why are we going to spend all of the money that we've banked up to submit an application when come September 10th, technically that product should not be on the market because it is now considered a black market item. Because there's no way that you can submit an application by September 9th and have it approved anytime in the near future. It took 3 years for the IQOS to go through the PMTA process. Which brings us to the fact, how did we get started in this whole PMTA thing in the first place? How did we end up with this deadline, this vapeapocalypse deadline, where all the things that we see in vape shops are now going to be deemed black market or legit pending approval of the FDA? That all started because of the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act. This whole process started a long time ago, decades ago, to be honest with you. You could actually say it started under Bill Clinton when he was president. Because, see, back then, the federal government was suing the tobacco industry because the scientific proof and research has been released out there into the public knowledge that cigarettes are harmful. The products, the chemicals that are made when you light up a cigarette cause cancer, cause heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, COPD, emphysema. You can go on talking about how bad it is. That's why the government was suing the tobacco industry. So, as is common for Washington, D.C., when you get big players involved, they all say, okay, let's grab our cigars, let's grab our bottles of whiskey, let's go into these back rooms where we make our deals. Because we know that's what you want. You're going to come up with the law, our lobbyists are going to fight it. So, being that this has been going on for so long and we spent so much money, let's just come up with a deal that we can all agree on. So, back in 1999, they sat down, they had a backroom meeting, and Big Tobacco says, listen, I don't have a problem with you taxing the fuck out of our stuff. I don't have a problem having to pay for some of the healthcare costs that our products are causing for the American population. I don't have a problem paying for quit smoking campaigns and tools that our customers can use if they choose to stop using our product. All we ask is one thing. Make it incredibly, impossibly hard for anybody to sell a product that competes against what we have today. So that's where we ended up with the pre-market tobacco application. The Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act requires anybody introducing a new tobacco product to submit it to the FDA for approval. And that's what a pre-market tobacco application does. You submit it as an application that you want to sell your product in the United States of America to the American consumer, and the FDA has to take a look at your application and determine if your product is going to affect the environment, to determine if your product is going to be attractive to a new generation of tobacco smokers or tobacco users. You need to submit scientific evidence documenting that you're not going to hurt the environment, documenting that you introducing this product is not going to enslave an entire new generation to an addiction to this product that you're now selling. You must have scientific studies, you must have scientific research, and you must document every single ingredient and every single byproduct of your tobacco product. And that's where we are today. And guess what? Who do you think actually has a marketing order that allows that product to be sold in the United States? You know that there's only been 2 products approved so far? I bet you can figure out who the corporations are that have these products. Well, one for sure. The other one maybe not so much. What is a legal product, or will be a legal product still tomorrow? Snus. These are basically little pouches that contain purified tobacco. More likely, these are little pouches that contain nicotine. Swedish Match North America. They were granted FDA pre-market order in 2015. Can you guess what just came onto the market recently? IQOS. Marlboro IQOS. They have marketing order that allows that product to be sold to the American consumer. Do you know who doesn't have marketing orders? Every single vape product that's out there that has been registered with the FDA as a tobacco product to be sold in a vape shop or a tobacco shop. That's why this is called the vape apocalypse. Tobacco manufacturers, vape manufacturers, have until tonight, September 9th, to submit their pre-market tobacco application. If their product was on the market prior to the cutoff date, then you will be granted a 12-month extension to continue selling your product while the FDA reviews your application and determines if they are going to grant a marketing order. That's great. When this whole thing got started, the FDA thought, what are they going to have? 50, maybe 100 companies apply for an application for a new product? They had no idea back when they negotiated this that there were literally going to be thousands upon thousands of companies who could potentially need a marketing order to continue selling their products. They never imagined that there would be thousands upon thousands of small businesses strewn from California all the way to New York, in almost every city across this country, that would have a tobacco product that they would need to get marketing orders for. Your little corner vape shop that mixes up their own juice and sells it in their store, if they're not submitting a PMTA, and if they didn't declare that that product was on the market before the cutoff date, they're now selling black market items. There's just no other way of looking at it. It's cut and dry. They don't have a PMTA. They don't have a marketing order. They're a black market item. Is the FDA going to go after them? Eventually. It's not going to be tomorrow. they're obviously going to target the products out there that are attracting the youth users. That's their campaign slogan per se. So, what do we do now? The vape apocalypse is on us. Doomsday has arrived. You know, this picture comes from Vaping 360. They posted an article January 20th of this year asking whether President Trump is actually going to stand up and do the right thing. That was when they had this big council meeting and the big table, round table with all the people in there having a conversation about, you know, why is there so many youth using this product, the Avali outbreak that took place in September, and you know what? As you see in this article, Trump says, or ended up saying, I should have never have done that fucking vape thing. Yeah. Made a lot of enemies in this country. Banning the sale of flavors is the worst thing you can do for somebody who's trying to successfully quit smoking. And it's the flavor that was able to make the vaping product work. To make the flavor is what makes this product more attractive than the chemical addiction that cigarettes give you. Well, we got the extension, and here we are at the deadline, September 9th, 2020. The PMTA deadline is on us. And there isn't anything anybody can do at this point to change what's going on. And if you were to ask President Trump what his stance is on it, and you ask any other politician what their stance is on it, they're going to say it's in the FDA's hands. They will manage the whole situation and everything will be just fine. How many times do these politicians have to lie to us before we finally come to realize they have absolutely no interest whatsoever in what we want? That's why I tell people all the time, next time you have a conversation with your politician, I need you to tell them one thing. Tell them that vaping is a single issue item to determine who gets your vote. And you know what? I don't care if you're honest with them or not. I know that there's bigger issues and bigger fish to fry and bigger worries that people have than whether vaping is going to be legal in this country or not. Because most people have the philosophy, oh, fuck it, vaping's not available. I'll just go back to smoking cigarettes. Or you know what? I've been vaping long enough. I don't need a cigarette, so I'm okay. Well, I'm not okay with that. Yes, I know I could survive. Granted, I have a bigger stash than most people. But I know I could survive without cigarettes. I don't need cigarettes anymore in my life. But how about then the guy that's still standing on the corner, the street corner, smoking? How about all your buddies that keep going out for their smoke breaks? Wouldn't it be nice for them to be able to have the same opportunity to quit that you did when you picked up vaping? They're making it harder and harder and harder for people to transition off of cigarettes because they love that tobacco money. They love the PMTA process because it is whittling away the vaping industry little by little. And what the federal government isn't doing, local towns, local cities, local states, the state governments, they're doing the same thing. California banning flavors. What the fuck is that about? Huh? Obviously, none of the people that voted for that knows anybody that smokes or gives a flying fuck about the fact vaping is the easy way to quit. All right, enough ranting and raving. The thumbnail you saw is legit. I ordered stuff back before the coronavirus came into fruition. Okay? And I always try to pick up stuff that I can get on the cheap. I don't care if it's 2 years old, 3 years old. It's still a good product, or at least it was a good product for a while. There's my package. Yep. Examined by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. This product, because of COVID, was shipped And it sat in Hong Kong for quite some time. Well, it finally got on the go once things started moving around again. So then it got shipped, and it came into this country, and it went to New York. Who, by the way, just made all this stuff illegal in New York. So they're just sitting at the customs office. And they did their thing, because, you know, they need to keep an eye on what comes into this country, what doesn't come into this country. But that, right there, that process is going to take on a whole new meaning effective tomorrow, September 10th. Because, see, if you order, let's say that you have a favorite mod and a favorite tank, and you happen to get on some website and you see, oh man, I can pick up a new mod and a new tank for like 40 bucks, 20 bucks each. Well, this is the best device I've ever had, so I'm going to order like 5 of each. Just so that I'm, you know, if one breaks, I just pull out the same thing. You know, Albert Einstein had a closet full of clothes. They were all exactly the same outfit. Because if you got something that works, why fuck with it? Well, here we are. Tomorrow, that's going to have a whole new meaning. Because if you order 5 of the same device, what's to stop some customs agent from looking in your box and going, why does anybody need 5 of these? How do we know that they're not going to sell them? Maybe we should just confiscate this package and destroy the contents. Because, you know, they don't have a marketing order for that product. So therefore, this is contraband. And we're going to destroy it. And who's going to reimburse you when they destroy your product? You think the manufacturer is going to send you 5 more of them? You're going to be shit out of luck. Because you're going to spend that money on it, thinking you got a great deal, and customs is going to, some customs agent that doesn't know the ins and outs of everything is going to look at it and go, oh, this product doesn't have marketing approval, so therefore they can't get 5 of them. You know, if there was only 1 in the box, I'd just seal it back up and keep it going. But how do I know? What's the limit? What's the cutoff? 2? 4? 5? 10? Nobody knows because there is no specification. There's a reason they're keeping everything vague. And who's going to lose? The American consumer. American consumer that wants to stop smoking. That wants to pick up a vape. Take one flavorful vape. That's all they want. And they want to make sure that they can do it 6 months down the road or a year down the road. So when they find something they like, they're going to want to buy it. And there's no guarantee anymore that your product's going to arrive at your house. But eventually my product that I ordered back in March finally got through customs. And they probably got stuck on some pallet in the corner of the warehouse somewhere. They finally got around to getting it delivered. So here we are today. I get to finally open my stuff that I ordered back in March. So let's take a look and see what's inside this thing, huh? That's what we're here for, vape mail. Vape mail's a good thing. At least when it is stuff that you really want. There's some stuff in here that I remember ordering that I didn't know anything about, but you know what? The price, I couldn't beat it. And with the impending vape apocalypse that was coming, I tried to order some extra stuff and tried to order some stuff that I thought was actually going to help me through my vape apocalypse situation. So let's take a look. What do we have here for us today? All right. Yes, yes, yes. Coils. Always a good thing to have coils. You know, your RBA that you have, your RTA, rebuildable tank, your rebuildable atomizer, and your drippers. They all need coils to work. I got wire, I can make my own coils, but you know what? Sometimes it's easier just to open up a box, flip it open, look around, pick the kind that you want, pick the resistance, and just throw it in there. What else we got in here? Oh, yeah. The Steam Crave Glaze. Now, I'm going to put this off to the side a second. I have been waiting to do this because one of the next videos that you're going to see on this channel is going to be a comparison between the Steam Crave products. I've got the Aromizer Plus V2. We now have the Steam Crave Glaze. And I have the Aromizer Supreme V2. Time for a head-to-head competition. That's what we're going to do here. That will be an upcoming video. Very shortly. But let's look at the rest of the stuff. Now, I remember seeing this in a couple different websites. But when you have an opportunity to pick up a tank with coils, complete setup, and you're picking it up for $4 or $5 a piece because they're no longer going to be making them, why not order a bunch and give it a try? It's amazing what kind of deals you can actually pick up if you are a bargain shopper. So, got a bunch of those. Also grabbed spare glass. Because the worst thing that you can do when you find a mod or a tank to have happen is for the glass to break. So it's always a good idea to have some spares. My wife got the Odin mini tank, and while she was at work, she went to reach for her vape, knocked it off the shelf, onto the ground it went. Well, that tank became a dripper until she got home. Because without the glass, the juice just goes everywhere. Nice. Here's a new little backup thing. Now, when I looked at this originally, the Thor, I was thinking to myself, I don't know if I really want this. Because, you know, it's a plastic device. But when I saw the price of $8 for a mod, got to give it a try for $8. I have the intention of using this as my backup. Just take this mod, throw it in my truck, and then if something happens to my mod, like when I was out at seeing Punxsutawney Phil and dropping my mod because I knocked it off the fence post, I've got something that I can use on the existing tank I have. You never know when you're going to need it. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. When I was doing the vlog last week, I was talking about, you know, you can get drip tips that have the O-rings in them. And I got myself an assortment. I mean, look at this. This one is gorgeous. Stainless steel with the O-rings. Yeah. That's going to be a good deal. Always nice to have little customizations to your stuff. And when I ordered them, I ordered one in every single color. Now, each of these ones comes with 2 coils. Right there, I'm good for a long time. I might have to hold off. I might have to hold off on publishing this video a little bit because I ordered this one for my wife. She's always wanted a hot pink mod. And this is about the closest I've been able to find so far. Purple red. Well, she's finally going to get her wish. Here we go. G-Taste Aries 30mm RTA. I think this might have to be added to our competition with Steam Crave because this basically is the same style setup that the Steam Crave Aromizer Plus V2. I've seen some bad reviews on it, but I've also seen some good reviews on it. So, we're going to find out if somebody's full of shit or if somebody else is full of shit because they can't both be right. There's one review on YouTube where the guy rips the fucking shreds and says it's the dumbest fucking thing ever. And the way they designed this doesn't work, and that fucking leaks, and this does this. And so another review from the UK, this vape shop, they have a channel over there, and they got it in, and they actually sell it in the store. Because to them, it's a pretty cool device. I'm going to add that to the Steam Crave comparison. Look at this one. We got the Gearbox. Vape Mons. So, we're going to give that a shot, give that a try. And we've got the iJoy Mystique kit. You know, these warning labels are pretty fucking ridiculous. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. You know what? This product does not contain nicotine unless you put it in there, you moron. Seriously. This product is something I've already got a couple of. Because they've been on clearance for a while from a bunch of different places. I picked one up on Element. I think it was like 18 bucks or something. And you got friends that want to quit smoking and they just don't want to spend the money on a vape. Or if you've got somebody that tried a Juul and you know what? They liked it. They enjoyed vaping, but it wasn't enough to get them off of cigarettes. Sometimes this is what they need. They need a kit that's got a little bit more power, produces a decent amount of vape, that you can put in their hands and say, you know what? I'm going to give this to you. Give it a try. If it doesn't work, give it back to me. Because I'm sure there's somebody else that might try it, and it will work for them. And if it does work, they don't ever have to smoke again. Marlboro might not like it, but you know what? I don't work for fucking Marlboro. They took enough of my fucking money. No more. This was another purchase from my wife for the Vape Apocalypse. The Osmotis Lustro. Yep. She's gonna like that pink. And here's another one of those box mods I picked up for dirt cheap. Matter of fact, my wife belongs to a couple of vape groups, and they actually do a round robin exchange where just to try something new, you take and you create a little box and you send it to somebody on your list. They take a box and they send it to somebody else on the list. That way everybody gets something that goes around in the big circle and you get to try some new stuff. I had previously bought one of these things. It was $18. And it was one of the things that we actually put into the box away. Pretty cool. They said they really enjoyed it. So guess what? I got another one. And I'm going to put it in the next box away. Next round robin we do. Not too bad. Always good to have extra drip tips. And unfortunately, there was a consequence to the customs agent deciding that they were going to look in my package. They sliced the crap out of the cotton. Now, this was a freebie as part of the package order anyway, so I'm just going to pitch this. But what's going to be the consequence of your package and your order next month? Or the month after when you order it, and some customs agent opens it up and goes, well, wait a minute. Is this person going to resell this product? Is this going to be something that we need to confiscate and destroy? Because there's no pre-marketing authorization for this product in this country. I don't mean to be all doom and gloom, but, you know, you got to face the situation you're in. Let's take a look at this Thor. Now, I know that this one's a plastic mod, but like I said, the intent for me isn't for this to become my all-day mod. This is just something I'm going to take, throw in my truck, and have as a backup. Nice ebony. Look at that finish. Nice matte finish. Throw some batteries in there. See what this sucker works like. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm going to take my Odin and throw it on there. You know what? 55 watts is 55 watts. At least it should be. So, let's find out how it works. Yeah. $55 watts, it's 55 watts. Doesn't matter who manufactures the device. It should all be the same. I'm not going to get into the technical specifications of how they use pulse width modulation to achieve that wattage output, or what different chips utilize. 55 watts is 55 watts. Yep, that's going to work for me. That's a nice device. So, let me flip it back down. I'm going to take this off of here. Pull the batteries. Because I got some other vape mail here I'm going to be showing you shortly. And put that away for now. So, next. Next package. This one comes from My Freedom Smokes. Because unfortunately right now, they're the only ones that were selling the coils for my Odin tank at an affordable price. So, I had to stock up. None of my local vape shops carry them. I'm not sure why, but if Element and 8Vape and all these other stores are going to be out of them because it's not going to be listed as a market authorized product, I wanted to have a supply of them. I mean, yeah, I got RTAs to go to, but sometimes it's nice to just pop a coil in and go. So what we got here? Some Wotofo cotton. Because, you know, cottons are, you know, organic cotton's dangerous thing. You must submit to the PMTA an application if you're going to be using this cotton in a vaping device. Yeah, okay. I'll get right on that. That's the reason why Wotofo is not filing PMTA, because they look at this thing and they said, that's fucking ridiculous. Every time you change, even the labeling on your packaging, you must resubmit the product for approval. Stainless steel, fused Clapton wire. Temperature control. You know how to do a video about temperature control. What it is, how it works, and basically what the initial settings are that you need to utilize if you want to use temperature control. But it is a very, very good thing to have. There we go. TFV8 RBA. You know, I just got this brand new device. Talked about it last week at the vlog. Been using it off and on since then. And I love it. But what happens if I can't get the TFV9 coil in this country? And I order it from Smock in China. What happens if it takes 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks to get my package and I run out of coils? Well, that's where the RBA is going to come in handy. It's not going to be able to produce as good of a vape as the actual stock coil, but it leaves you an option so you're not left high and dry. So, what else we got in here? Fused Clapton wire. Already ready to go. All I got to do, put it on the coiling tool, throw a couple wraps on it, good to go for any RBA or RTA I got. Got some mesh for the profile. There we go. That's my VapeApocalypse purchase from My Freedom Smokes. Oh, speaking of way, My Freedom Smokes got their start by selling tobacco, liquid tobacco, for DIYers and also for juice manufacturers. So if you owned a vape shop and you needed to create some juice and you need to put nicotine in it, My Freedom Smokes is one of those places where they were able to get it. Like Nick River. Alright, what else we got? Oh yeah. Remember how I said I placed an order from 8Vape with their PMTA coupon? Well, I got their shipment. And unfortunately, I also got an email from them saying our PMTA sale was so successful that we kind of sort of sold more than what we had. So remember how I said that I ordered an Aegeus Max for 30 bucks? I mean, for a device when it first came out on the market that's $50, $80 depending on where you buy it, 30 bucks is a great deal. Well, they sent me an email saying that that was one of the items that got deleted from my order, and it was going to take them 5 to 7 days to refund my money. So that's not going to be in the bag. But I did get the rest of my stuff. So let's take a look at it. What we got? Gotta keep the wife happy. Vaporesso Swag 2 Mod. I think she's gonna love the hot pink. What else did we get? A Vaporesso Gen. This Vaporesso Gen was a whole $27. Unlike the summer edition of the Gen S that I ordered. And I ordered it in a rose gold because, you know, she wanted a pink mod. Well, she's got a rose gold laptop, and this matches it pretty good. So now we're going to compare the Gen with the Gen S. And I'd be willing to bet the only difference is the color and paint on the outside of the device. Regardless, 8Vape wanted to play it safe and says, we know that there's no PMTA authorization for these products. We don't know what products are going to have authorizations, which ones aren't. We know juice manufacturers are. Those are easy to determine whether we need to keep them in inventory or not. We're not going to risk losing any money whatsoever. So, they clearance priced everything. If they bought it from the manufacturer or distributor for 20 bucks, they probably sold it for 22 or 25. They still made money on it. But if you look on their website now, they're not going to have any hardware other than what they just got in since the sale. So I ordered another tank for myself because as my wife learned the hard way. These things are not indestructible. You knock them over, you can break the glass. And if you don't have a spare glass, which I do, I'm not going without. I'm not going back to cigarettes. Worst case scenario, grab an RTA, and you're good to go. That's all it takes to quit smoking. One flavorful vape. That's all you need. Now I know that there's people out there saying, this is the worst thing that you could do. Because you're stocking up and you're stockpiling and you're spending your vape budget all at once. And you're not going to go to your local shop and pick stuff up. Well, that's true to a certain aspect. But you can't expect the consumer to not follow up on a good deal. The PMTA has taken its toll on the industry, and unfortunately, it's going to take time before we realize what the actual damage is. How many vape shops, how many online stores are still going to be selling items in this country? There's no way to know for sure. I know I've stocked up on my things, and it's not because, I was panic buying like some people are. I've been stocking up for a long time because I know that this has been going on for a long time. And a lot of the stuff that I've got stocked up here is actually going to end up in the hands of a smoker who's interested in quitting. Because if you go to a local vape shop in a month from now or 6 months from now, unless they're clearancing all their stuff, the prices are going to go up. Juice is going to go up. My favorite juice, right there, Salty Man. Now, as I've come to find out after the fact, Salty Man is actually made by Solus. And Solus did file a PMTA, and they did file a PMTA for a grape flavor. And I'm just assuming that it's going to be the same grape flavor that was in the Salty Man. I'm guessing that Solus is the manufacturer for a bunch of different brands of juice out there. Might be their own brand. Might be somebody that decided, you know what, they're going to do a little drop ship company. They're going to get a hold of them and say, listen, I want to sell 8 different brands of juice. I'll agree to buy 1,000 bottles of each. You manufacture it for me. I'll come up and we'll sit down and we'll figure out what the product labeling is going to be and what the boxes are going to look like. What kind of design we're going to put on the box. Yeah. And I'm going to open up an online store because that's all you got to do is, open up a website, set up a shopping cart system, set up a payment system. That's how the vape industry grew so fast and so readily. You didn't have to actually make your own juice. It's an industrial scale operation. And for somebody that is already manufacturing juice on an industrial scale, it's very easy for them to subcontract out other jobs or take subcontract work, essentially is what it boils down to. So they made juice. But I wasn't taking any chances. I went to order some from the normal supplier that I get these juice. And they're all sold out. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to order some more. And if I got to order it straight from the manufacturer, so be it. Especially when I found out that Solus filed its PMTA, which means they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for each flavor that they chose to keep. Because that's how much it costs to get the lab work done, let alone the legal fees. I figured I need to give them some of my money so they can stay in business. So what did I do? Let's switch over here. I got on their website, and a bottle of juice, especially when you order directly from the manufacturer, retails for $20. Well, since they spent a shit ton of money to get their labs processing all their stuff as fast as possible so they could submit their PMTA, they needed to do a little sale to get their cash flow increased. Take advantage of the opportunity that presented itself to them. So they marked down their price on the website for the retailer on their juice. It's normally $19.99. They marked it down to $9.99. And because they need money bad to pay for these lab fees and the lawyer fees to submit these applications, they offered a buy one, get one sale. So I stocked up. I got 20 bottles of juice for less than $100 with shipping. I think I'm good on juice for a while. At least the next 6 months. And when you factor in the fact that all you need to have is propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, both of which are readily used in multiple industries and is not going away anytime soon. You want to make soap? Guess what? You're going to be using these ingredients. And flavoring. That's all it takes to make your own juice. So I'm set for life. Got an RTA that's going to work. Got plenty of mods and plenty of backups. In worst case scenario, I can go the old-fashioned route. This industry got started a long time ago. And the reason they're called mods, because they used to modify existing things to make it work. You can take a flashlight and convert it into a mod. The mechanical mod. All it basically is a switch to complete an electric circuit. Wires readily available. Canthol's not going anywhere. Stainless steel is not going anywhere. There's plenty of crafts out there that utilize those wires for their craft. Make chainmail or whatever they make, jewelry. That same stuff is readily available for the Vapers. So if you make a conscious decision to stick with this, no matter what laws they enact or how crazy the FDA gets, this stuff isn't going anywhere. The best thing the FDA can do is to rapidly process the applications they have before them and accept the fact that if this is tobacco harm reduction and this is tobacco harm reduction, then vaping, which is 97% safer than burning deadly combustible cigarettes, must be approved easily on the market. What the FDA needs to do now is to streamline the process. Being that all of this scientific data has been submitted, and there's going to be a lot of it that is overlapping each other, because the science for this is worldwide. It's just a matter of time before these products are going to be approved. It would be very hard pressed for the FDA to ethically sit there and say, you know, this is approved. This is tobacco harm reduction, less dangerous than regular combustible cigarettes. and not go to the vapor industry and say, your products are tobacco harm reduction and they are safer than combustible cigarettes. It's a matter of time. Legalization of this product and fair and safe processes for people to develop new products, it's just a matter of time. Unfortunately, these are technology products. And it is utterly ridiculous for you to simply have to go and file a new PMTA simply because you want to change the labeling on something. Or you come up with a better chip that works faster and has a more accurate output. You shouldn't have to file a new PMTA simply because you want to make your product better. Would you be willing to sit down and use a Windows 98 computer today? Because that's what this regulation and this legislation is going to do. It's going to stifle innovation in this industry. Now, I'm not saying there weren't good products years ago, but what I am going to say is the products, every time they come out, they get better, way better. The Odin tank was released a long time ago. The TFV8 tank was released a long time ago. Here's a TFV9 tank. It is much, much better than the previous generation. These regulations need to be loosened so that innovation continues in this industry. Because the better this industry gets, the more cigarette smokers are going to be converted into vapors. And the more people are going to quit using tobacco products. It is unethical for the FDA to continue pushing this issue. And I know that they're doing it right now because of a court order. But you guys need to stand up and let your voices be heard. Let your politicians know how you feel. It is ridiculous that this product right here, 0 milligrams, has to put a warning label on it that says, keep away from children and pets. You could take this and dump this into your pancake batter or your muffin mix and eat it. And it's not going to hurt anybody. You could pour this into your dog's bowl and put it on his dog food. And all he's going to get is the enjoyment of some spearmint flavor. The vegetable glycerin and the propylene glycol that make up that juice can't hurt anybody. I mean, I suppose unless you were allergic to it, but you would be a very, very, very minuscule percentage of the population. It's nuts. But fear in the industry has caused ridiculous warning labels. You see what this says? We picked this one up at the local vape shop. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. No, it doesn't. The label is lying to you because right above it in the fine print, it says 0 milligram. There is no nicotine in this product. There is no tobacco derivative in this product. It's vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, and some flavoring. And yes, I understand that scientific studies need to be done to prove that the vaporizing process does not create new chemical compounds. But vaping as an industry isn't going anywhere. I filled out a survey a long time ago that says, what would you do if they banned it altogether? Well, I was one of the many people, 80% I think is what the survey results ended up being, that says I'd continue to use it illegally if that's what it took. Because vaping saved my life. I was able to quit smoking because of picking up one flavorful vape. And you can too. And I want the next generation to be able to do it too. So, that pretty much wraps up the vlog for today. Yep. I want other people to be able to enjoy that as much as I do. That wraps it up for today, September 9th, 2020. PMTA deadline is upon us. keep vaping, and convince other people that smoke, that are interested in quitting smoking, to take a look at vaping, because it can save their life too. Have a great day, everybody.